You know, in the firearms community, we always kind of talk about this potential gun control, gun confiscation, and I always hear from people, they say, you know, the military would never do this. The military is on our side. They took an oath to defend the Constitution. The police would never enforce an order to go door to door and take away people's firearms. In fact, when I was talking about this the other day on the Monday night live stream, this person jumped on and said, "You're fear-mongering. No one is coming for your guns." You are obviously not paying attention. They've been coming for our guns since guns were invented, because guns are the great equalizer. I'm sure you've heard the quote from Samuel Colt that says, "God created man, but Colt made him equal." That's why the government doesn't want us to have guns. I'm going to share with you some powerful videos of America's gun confiscation.
Guns will be taken. No one will be able to be armed. We will take all weapons.
What's up, guys? Ryan here with Carey University. Welcome to my channel. If you're brand new, consider subscribing, share the video, and give it a big thumbs up. Okay, so during Hurricane Katrina, you know, we've got this massive Category 5 hurricane hit. The government was wildly underprepared, and many people were forced to defend their households and their communities from the evil wolves. Remember, the wolves, they're the ones that wait for the opportunity. They wait for the sheepdog. They wait for law enforcement, military to be gone so that they can strike.
It was reporters and the police. They came and they banged on my door, at every door, all three doors. I told the police, I said, "I don't want you in my house." And I have a legal right to say that.
Well, I don't want you in here.
We're not gonna do that.
I don't want you in here, period.
They asked me, wasn't I afraid of looters? And I said, "Looters? No." They said, "Do you have any arms?" And I said, "Yeah, I have a gun and I have a switchblade." And they said, "Well, let's see it." So I went in my bedroom, I brought it out, and I said, "It's not even loaded. This is an antique gun, it's 100 years old." And they said, "Gun!" And all of a sudden, this guy came, 4 of them came charging me. The police, I can't say raped me, but violated my civil rights.
You know, it is really shocking. You've got this elderly woman who is doing the right thing. She has a constitutional right to have the gun, and the officers, at the order, I believe, of the governor, just decided to take the guns from all citizens. You heard that police officer in the beginning say, "No one is allowed to be armed." Who the hell are you? Who are you to say that in a moment of crisis, we are not allowed to have guns? You guys sure as shit aren't doing anything, so we have to be able to defend ourselves. That's the point of the Second Amendment, so that we can protect ourselves, because it takes 11 minutes average response time for the police. I don't have time to wait 11 minutes.
We were coming back across the lake is when we got stopped by Coast Guard and St. Tammany Sheriff's Department and the National Guard by gunpoint. We felt like criminals at the time when they come up to us with M16s or AR-15s, whatever it was, but there were 4 of them with rifles and holding on us with our hands in the air until they got in our boat. I felt like it was un-American, and then we had been violated when they, took.
It is un-American.
Like we were shell-shocked. We were just sitting around looking at each other and said, "We just got our guns taken away from us." We
For what?
live in proof that all they have to do is say, "Look, this is the law."
So that was the National Guard, guys. The National Guard, the U.S. military, along with this sheriff, taking guns from American citizens. All because they were given a direct order. And if that doesn't terrify you, I don't know what will.
These cops came out of nowhere, said stop, and asked, "Do we have weapons in the car?" And I told him, "Yeah, I do." He said, "Get out the vehicle." Had us all sit cross-legged in front while they searched the vehicle. I had a .22 long rifle. My tenants girlfriend had a .22 pearl handle revolver given to her by her grandmother or grandfather. I saw them smash her gun given to her by grandmother, grandfather, just against the curb. The other things that they busted up, the .22 rifle they busted up, these were police officers that went too far. We didn't have any rights. I mean, they treated us like criminals. They treated us like if we were in a third world country. I was scared because these guys weren't doing it by the book. There was mayhem. New Orleans police did not have control of the city anymore. So the only plan they thought, I guess, was to take the guns away from the people. Heed the warning of what this was. You know, this is like Australia. All of a sudden, boom, they got our rights.
Okay, this is a Browning 270. It's my deer rifle. And this is a Savage 7mm 08. This belongs to my grandson. And this was the two rifles that they confiscated. We left about 6 o'clock in the morning. We started across Lake Pontchartrain. As we came out under the drawbridge, a St. Tammany Parish sheriff's boat run up with their lights flashing, told us to pull over. So we pulled over, and they pulled in about 20 foot from us, and they had 5 guys in the boat, and they had assault weapons, and they pointed them at us and asked if we had any weapons on board. I told them yes, we had 2 weapons. They said, get at the back of the boat with your hands in the air. We're coming aboard to search. They got the guns. They opened the case and looked at them. I was standing at the back of the boat with my hands in the air. Automatic rifles pointed at you. I mean, you don't have any choice.
Yeah, what are you gonna do, right?
I mean, they didn't just have them pointed from their hip. They had them up at their shoulder pointed, you know. I mean, they weren't playing. They asked where we were going. Told them we were contractors for Pala Interstate. We were going to New Orleans to find a route to come in with a barge. So they said, okay, we're seizing these weapons. So I said, I want a receipt for my guns. They said, no, we're not giving receipts. Said if we give receipts, we'd be out here all day writing receipts for all the weapons we've confiscated. It made me angry when they told me to go get a lawyer if I wanted my guns back. That's when I really got angry. They didn't care what your rights were. They were going to deny them. It's not America as we've known it before. It's changing.
If you want your guns back, go get a lawyer. That's what these scumbags said to this man, a law-abiding gun owner here in America. You know, this video is so important, and the reason I wanted you guys to see it, this is kind of old. I think a lot of people forget that this kind of stuff actually happens and will continue to happen if we do not stand up for ourselves. Share this video, tell the world, because they're coming after our guns. The second Civil War has already begun. It is an information war, and we have to fight to defend our great country, or it will be destroyed.